Hello, hello, everyone. Hello, everyone. This is Noelle Randall here with the Women in Wealth Network. Welcome, welcome. I'll go give everyone a few minutes to start joining. I see people are starting to join. We start at the top of the hour, but I usually give people just a couple of minutes. I see the numbers going up. So keep joining, keep joining. I'll give it another couple of minutes before I get started. Today, we're going to be talking about how to invest in real estate with no money or credit. I know you guys have heard this before, but I'm going to tell you how. I'm going to give you the actually step-by-step on how you do that. I know people have heard about this. I know people know about this already. I'm not going to be sharing necessarily any secrets about how you do that, but maybe I will. There are a few people that don't necessarily know all of what you can do in real estate investing with no money and not the best credit. So all right, we're just letting people join, giving you a few more minutes. Yay, yay, yay. Hello, hello, everyone. Hi. Yes, hello, hello. Type hi in the chat box. I love that. I love when you tell me hello. It makes me, it fills me up. I can just keep going and teaching forever when people give me just encouragement that they're listening and that they're learning. So again, today's lesson is on how to invest in real estate without any money or credit. Okay, so that's what we're going to be talking about. And all right, giving it a couple more minutes. I'll give it 20 more seconds because I see people still joining. So I'll give it 20 more seconds for people to keep joining. I love it. I love it. Again, I'm Noelle Randall. Welcome, welcome. Welcome, welcome. Hello, 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 hello. All right, all right. Okay, so let's begin. Hello, everyone. Again, as I said before, I am Noelle Randall. I am the queen of real estate investing, and welcome, welcome to this call. If you don't know about me, I am the founder of the Women in Wealth Network, and my mission is to help as many women as possible become millionaires through real estate investing. I want people to join me in this mission. It is fun. It is not that hard, and we need more of us. We need more of us. So come on and join and start learning so you can get started. So again, today's lesson is on how to invest in real estate without any money or credit. And how we're going to do that, the secret, there's not a big secret, is it's through wholesaling. That is an easier way. So actually, I'm going to give you two ways on today's call. The first one we're going to talk about is wholesaling. So let's first talk about what wholesaling is. Again, wholesaling is if you find a property for a below market price, you get it under contract, and you flip that contract to a real estate investor who will then fix or flip the property or put a tenant in it or something to that effect. That is basically what wholesaling is. And there are lots of real estate investors that have a big need for wholesalers and do quite often every day, many times of the day, many times during the day. This is not something that is very rare, but there are very few people that do it correctly. And so I'm going to tell you some ways that to make sure that you can do it correctly and give you some ideas. And if you stay to the end, I'll have a great big surprise for you. So again, welcome. My name is Noelle Randall. I have over 40 properties right now. I've managed and negotiated over 200 real estate investing deals. I work with students now, and I still am currently investing in real estate. And I actually have 2 properties that I am currently fixing and flipping actively right now and showing students on how to do that as well. So very active in this. This information that I'm giving you is very relevant for today. Before I get into that, though, I really want to make sure that everyone understands that real estate investing is where you want to be. It is the #1 vehicle to wealth. Okay. Still 89% of all millionaires are created through real estate investing. So I really need you guys to understand that if you are not investing in real estate for lump sums of cash and for cash flow, passive income, you really should be. And both strategies are actually the best. But if you're on this call looking for lump sums of cash, wholesaling is an excellent way to do so without spending any money or real estate. I'm sorry, or using your credit. So let's go. All right. So you have a property that you have found that is below market. So how do you find those properties? I'll quickly tell you. People that are behind on their mortgage payments, people that have property problems such as the roof is falling in, they can't pay the taxes, they inherited the property and they don't want it, they're in bankruptcy, they're in divorce. they have city code violations, they're a hoarder, they were a boyfriend-girlfriend situation and they broke up and now they need to sell the house. They're just a gamut. You know, elderly people, they go to convalescent homes or they fall ill, terminally ill. I could literally sit on this call and just go on and on and on about all of the different ways that you find properties at below market value. So it's not hard to find properties at a below market value. It's actually pretty easy to do so. You just need to market to people with those property problems. Okay, so that's step one. Then two, you are going to get those people under contract. So, you know, you put out a sign or you put an ad on Craigslist or something to that effect, and your phone is now ringing and people are calling you with property problems and they want to sell the house. Now, here's the problem we already discussed. If you have no money and bad credit, what are you going to do with this awesome opportunity? Someone's called you with lots of equity in their property. What are you going to do? You are going to get that person under contract. You don't have to spend any money to do so. You get a contract. You can get one right online. You get a purchase contract and you do what's called an option. So you do an option for 5 or 10 days, 20 days, 30 days, however many days you feel necessary that you need to do your due diligence and then flip that contract to a real estate investor. So this is not hard stuff, people, super easy, okay? What you're also going to do, you're going to get that contract. Like I said, there's two things you need to make sure that you have. You're going to write the contract and or assigns. So it's going to be your name or your company name, you know, Jane Doe, for example, Noel Randall, for example, FDR Horizons, for example, and or assigns. And that way you now have the right to assign that contract. You're also going to take another document that kind of outlines what you're doing and discloses to the seller that you do not represent their interest. Okay. And I'll talk about how you can get a copy of that and what it needs to say. So pretty easy stuff. You're going to, again, let's go over it really quickly because I said that really fast and I want to make sure that you guys are getting this and you understand. You get the contract, you have it filled out as you as the buyer and or assigns. That gives you the right to assign that contract to someone else. And that's what you're going to do. You're not going to give the seller any money. You're going to do an option. You're going to say, I need 10 days, 15 days, 30 days. Again, whatever you decide. And if you want my opinion, I could give that to you, but what you decide is a reasonable amount of time for you to do your due diligence. And what your due diligence is finding someone that can buy that property, getting your comparable sales, certain things, you know, if there's any repairs, going out to the house, whatever that may be, your due diligence to make sure that you have a deal and you have, again, have not given any money. Now, what you will do is put an option, and the option that I usually do is $10. So that is what you are risking. You could lose $10. So again, for everyone that's on this call, when I say no money, can we all agree? Come on, raise your hand. Can we all agree that $10 is no money? Okay, that's the same as no money because you could lose $10 in what I'm telling you. So I'll be 100% honest with you. Those are the disclaimers. I am not an attorney. I am not a tax professional. I'm not a CPA. I am an MBA, so I do know business, and I can tell you lots of things about that. But I'm not those other things. And I can only advise you that you might lose $10 doing this the way that I'm telling you to do it. So everybody in agreement, we're all okay that you might lose 10 bucks. Okay. But you probably won't. You know what I mean? Because what I'm telling you is you're going to flip that contract. You're going to wholesale that contract to an investor. And there's lots of ways to find investors. Investors are looking for great deals. I promise you, if you found a deal, a real estate investor would be interested. Okay. I can promise you, I've never had a problem. If you truly have a deal, you truly have numbers that work on a good property, it doesn't even have to be the best property in the best area. But if you have a good deal with good numbers, people are going to be interested because there's just so much that a real estate investor can do. That's how we build our wealth. Okay. And in the beginning, you may be wholesaling, but towards the end, as you get, more your cash flow going, you'll start to do other strategies that we'll talk about and I can teach you on. But for wholesaling, if you're just interested in learning how to do wholesaling, which I am encouraging you to do, and I have done, and I still do, is to fill out the contract and or assigns, do a $10 option, no earnest money. Do not do any earnest money. If you do have to leave earnest money, you are protected by the option fee, because what the option fee will do for you is allow you the opportunity to cancel and terminate the contract without losing anything except your option amount, or the fee, which is what I already said is the $10. Now, there's some people that might balk and want more. In a traditional retail situation, they might want $100, but this is not that. Remember, you're dealing with someone that's most likely in a situation where they need to sell because that is who you marketed to. And now they are looking for someone to purchase their home. And that is what's going to be their concern, that this house is gone, you know, that this property problem is solved. And we'll talk about that. And so again, and/or assigns, option fee, no earnest money. I wouldn't do it if I had to leave earnest money, or if I didn't, I really wanted it. I know I'm protected because I can get my earnest money back. But if you really tight, you don't have the earnest money, there's lots of different ways. You even could have the investor that you flip it to leave the earnest money. Okay. And we can talk about some ways, and I've done that as well. That's not hard either. You could just not give the earnest money at that time and put into the contract that you will deliver it in X amount of days. That gives you X amount of days to find an investor to flip that contract to. And again, finding investors that are looking for deals, that's like finding a kid that wants candy. Okay. So this is super easy stuff here. Okay. So next thing that I want to kind of talk to you about is when you have this contract. Now you have a contract, found your investor, you went to your real estate investor meeting, or you called your real estate investors, or you went on Craigslist, or wherever you found your real estate investors. And I can tell you again, lots of ways to find real estate investors that are looking for properties and looking for deals. But let's go ahead and just jump to the part where now you are flipping the contract to them. There's two things, okay? And so in this example, let's say you get the borrower under contract. I'm going to use round numbers for $100,000. The after repair value, let's just say, is $180,000. Okay, so you think there's an $80,000 spread. However, it needs $20,000 worth of repairs. So, okay, so we're talking $100,000 purchase price. It's what the seller wants. It needs $20,000 worth of repairs, and the after repair value, the ARV, is $180,000. Okay, so at that point, you have $60,000 worth of spread. You can do the math to that. I don't have my calculator with me, but you want to make sure that you are under. Remember, your max cash offer is always 70% of the ARV minus any repairs. So it will be 70% of the $180,000. Remember, just using this as an example, minus the $20,000 in repairs. Okay, so just quickly do that math. 70% times 180,000 minus the 20,000. That's the max you would offer the seller. Okay, that's also the max number that a real estate investor is going to pay you for that property. So what your fee as a wholesaler is kind of the difference. So it may be only 5,000, maybe 10,000. In some cases, you find lots of spread. It's $20,000, $30,000. And I actually have another video that I made for you that talks about a very specific way that I market in a group that I market to, that there's usually lots of spread and the houses are in really nice neighborhoods. And you can go ahead and you can watch that video, or you can, I'll tell you at the end how to reach me, and I can send you that video if you're interested, but I don't want to muddy up what we're talking about. So again, that's your fee. So in most cases, when you start wholesaling, just in a normal situation, your fee is usually about $5,000. Okay. Who in here, go ahead and let's raise hands. Who is interested in making $5,000 per deal minimum? Okay. Okay. Yes. Yes. And again, this is not hard stuff, people. So what you would do, you have two options. You can find what's called transactional funds, and you can go ahead and close on that property in the morning and then sell it to your real estate investor in the evening, or within an hour span. That way the investor doesn't see what you paid for the property. So if, say, for example, you were going to sell this property that we talked about that you were getting for the borrower, and again, I'm just going to erase those numbers, or say you got it for $100,000. Okay. And your fee, let's say your fee was $10,000. So you're going to sell it to an investor for $110,000. You may not want the investor to know that you're getting $10,000. Some of them are not as cool as me, and they get a little funny about somebody making maybe more than $5,000 or $10,000. So if that's the case and you don't really know this person, you may go ahead and apply for transactional funds. There's lots of lenders that do that because it's really just like wiring the money and getting it right back. So they usually don't have any problems with that. It's actually a lot easier to get approved for transactional funds. And I can tell you lots of lenders that are interested in doing that because obviously they charge a fee. And it's not an expensive fee. It may be only $600 or $700, and you have to take that out of the $5,000 or the $10,000 that you were making. So again, not crazy at all. And then, so in the scenario that I gave, you would close on it with transactional funds. This is one option, and then sell it to the investor for $110,000, and they never saw what you paid for it. Okay, that's one way. The second way, you can just close on the property and disclose on the HUD-1 settlement statement at the closing. Your fee would be disclosed as a fee, okay? But then at that point, the investor could see what your fee is. Again, this is not terrible. This is not something that is a problem. It really just depends on how much money you're making on the deal. So you may just go A to B to C, or you may go A, B, B, C. You know what I mean? Where you close on the property and then you sell it, or you may just put your fee on the HUD-1 and just sell it. I typically just do one close. That's because, though, I am familiar with the real estate investors that I am wholesaling to. Again, it depends on the person that you are selling the property to and what their opinion is of how much a wholesaler should make. That really does depend. That's something that we can talk about if you were interested. People that work with me really closely, we kind of have some ways to gauge and some advice that I usually would give. Way too much to go over on this call. On this webinar, and a little bit off topic, but just, you know, those are your two options, okay? Those are your two options. You can do one close, or you can do what's called a double close, all right? And again, it's up to you. If you're really feeling like this person, this real estate investor may balk at your fee, go ahead and get those transactional funds, especially once you have your real estate investor lined up. It is not hard to secure those funds. They don't usually pull your credit. Well, the lenders that I know, I can't guarantee what other lenders, I don't know all of the lenders in the United States. I have mine that I could tell you about, but they don't pull your credit for transactional funds. Again, that's what it is called, transactional funding. Okay, so hopefully you guys kind of got all of that information. I know I said a lot. I usually talk fast. I apologize. I'm trying to do a better job at that. Forgive me, East Coast girl. I'm from Connecticut. Sometimes I get really excited about this stuff and I start talking really fast. That is not because I want to confuse you. I'm really trying to explain it to you as best I can. So I apologize. I'll try to say it again one more time so you got everything and you completely understand and you're taking notes on this, okay? So we talked about an assignment of contract, all right? So we talked about an assignment of contract. Everyone understands that. You're going to assign the contract to another person, okay? That's how that goes. You can do a simultaneous close or you can do a double close, okay? So you can buy it in the morning and sell it in the afternoon, or you can just go one time and close it and have your fee disclosed right on the HUD-1 and collect your check. Super easy. Most title companies will just wire you your money. You don't even need to go to the closing as a wholesaler. I have never personally been to a closing as a wholesaler, no real interest in ever going to a closing. And that is why this is so awesome, because you can just do this from home. As you guys know, I've done many webinars and I tell people and I share my story. I'm a real person. I am also a mom of 5, okay? I have 5 kids, 14, 12, 9, and 1-year-old twins. I have no time to just run around to different closings. And I do usually have at least one of these closings per month, you know, so at least you're making at least $5,000 a month from wholesaling properties. And then there's other things that you could do, or you could say I'm beyond wholesaling and I want the bigger dollars. Totally okay too. So that's wholesaling, okay? Let's quickly review what you need to be a successful wholesaler, okay? Because I already talked about you didn't use any credit, you didn't use any money, and that's how you can get paid investing in real estate, flipping contracts, or however people want to call it. I call it flipping contracts. Some people call it, you know, just say wholesaling, flipping contracts and getting $5,000 minimum. You know, like I said, $10,000, $20,000. It really just depends on how much spread you have in the deal and how you're marketing, where you're marketing, that type of thing, okay? So the things that you will need to be a successful wholesaler, you need to make sure that you have a business entity set up. You need to make sure that you have a website, a phone number, and business cards. Those are kind of just the basics. Now, obviously, we can go through and I could tell you what is totally, a website is not totally needed, but I will say you should get a website. That's just my personal opinion because it builds credibility. When someone, you have a real business, people that have real businesses in this day and age, 2018, 2019, you have a website and it's not that hard. And I can tell you some really cheap or free ways to get a website, okay? Secondly, a phone number. Obviously, yes, you can use your cell phone number, but if you're going to be putting this information on your business card and you're going to be marketing your business, you want a professional phone number with a professional voicemail and a professional greeting. Those can be done yourself. Depending on your voice, you may have to re-record it, but it's not hard at all, okay? And then I said business cards. I say business cards because if you really want to wholesale and you really want to do this, you will hand out lots of business cards. And you can even leave business cards on properties that you are interested in buying, okay? So to me, those are just the basics of what you would need that I kind of have written down. We could go into so many other things, but those are the basics. If you want to get paid and you want to get paid legally, go ahead and get a business license and set up a real business so that you are a real business. You're doing everything legally, okay? Key legal. Please, you want to be legal because title companies will put the check in just your name and that's totally legal as well. But that is income, and income that through a business is taxed differently. I'm not going to get into it on this call. You can look it up. I'm not a tax attorney or a tax professional or a CPA, so I don't want to be caught giving you tax advice. Okay, that is a big no in my business. Okay, but I will tell you to look it up, and I will also tell you that there is a difference in how things are taxed. Okay, versus individuals versus businesses and corporations. And you can look those things up. If we worked a little bit closely, I probably would give you a little bit more information in that just because you would have had, I would have made those disclaimers to you, but we won't really get into that. So, okay. All right. So then last thing is obviously just flip it, let them flip it and fix it up or put a tenant in it or whatever that they are going to do. Okay. So I talked to you earlier about the assignment, okay? There's this document you want to disclose to every seller. If you're wholesaling, you want to disclose that you do not represent them. I don't care if you are a real estate agent and you have a license or you don't. You still need to disclose that you do not represent them and make those same disclosures to them. There's this one-page document that I have that explains what it is, explains the necessary language, and it's for them to sign, and it goes with the contract. So super easy. I've already written it up, already paid the money. And as a surprise, I will give it to you for free. Okay. Here's the catch. So I actually have a couple of openings, not next week because it's Thanksgiving, but the week after. And I want to talk to different people. So if you're interested in booking a strategy session with me, if you're interested in talking to me more, and you have any questions about what I said, or, something maybe didn't resonate with you, or you want more information, or you're really interested in investing in real estate and you have some questions, you can book a free call with me for free. And at this point, I have 7 spots open. Okay. I have 7 openings. To the first people, and then I'm going to have to obviously shut it down because I also have a speaking engagement. So I have 7 spots for free strategy sessions. You get to talk to me, not somebody else on my team, not my assistant. You can talk to me, you can ask me questions, and we can go through what the #1 thing that you can do to increase your personal wealth through real estate investing. I will tell you that free of charge. We'll talk about it. Any questions that you have, I will do my best to answer them. Obviously, I'm a wealth of knowledge and I like sharing information with people that are like-minded. Okay, that's how I feel my joy. That's how I get my blessings, and they continue to come. So I continue to give. The more I give, the more I get, and the more you give, the more you will get. And anybody that even talks to me, you will get that message from me immediately. Give, give, give. Okay. Give even when you don't have. And that's the same thing that you want to do in real estate investing. You want to make sure that you are bringing value, that you are helping people, and that you are being of service. Okay. Yes, you do charge a fee for what you do, but you are bringing value to the marketplace. There are real estate investors that do not have the time, energy, or effort to go find deals anymore. And we buy deals from wholesalers, and we are looking for deals. And if you have time, but you don't have money or you have bad credit, this is awesome for you, and you can go do this, and this is not hard, and you can start making money even if you did like a deal a month. You know, when I first started, it was like a deal a month worth $5,000, so just an extra 60 grand for doing one deal. You know, who's interested in that? You're interested in that? Everybody interested in that? Okay, who's also interested in wholesaling? Okay, all right, Cynthia, Anaya, Elise, hi, yes, Gloria, thank you. Okay, I'm gonna stop reading. I appreciate you guys. I really appreciate all of you guys telling me that this is something you're interested in. Call me. I will book a strategy session with me if you're interested. Again, if you're not interested, please don't waste my time. I have 7, but you have to qualify, honestly, for the strategy session, just because I do have a tight schedule, and it really has to be people that are actually interested in talking about real estate investing. I don't really have necessarily time to waste. Like I said, I have a lot of kids, a lot of projects, a lot of properties. I got a lot of stuff going on. So that's pretty much this call. Hope you got a lot out of it. Hope if you want that in that assignment of contract, go ahead and book a session. It's for you. I will give it to you for free, just for booking a call. Okay. Just for booking a call. You get that for free. All right. Okay, guys. Hopefully you guys got a lot out of it. Again, I am Noelle Randall. So happy to have you. The Women in Wealth Network. If you are not a member, tell your friends about our meetup group. We have a lot of exciting things to do. We have a lot of exciting things going on, a lot of great events, a lot of women really investing in real estate, really starting to build and grow their wealth. I'm just so excited for everyone that is doing this, because it is definitely something that we should have been doing. If you haven't been doing it, it's something that you should be doing. It is a great way to increase your income and increase your personal wealth. So, all right, talk to you later. Bye, guys.